but we're back. So hopefully the audio is good. I got no idea. My other phone is charging. I've got a lavalier mic attached to me through USB. So let me know. We need to add a plug down here. I need a plug down here. So there's a plug up here. We need a plug down here. And I'd like to make a switch for it. So we're probably going to add a couple of boxes. So I want to figure out where the stud cavity is and then add a plug accordingly. And then depending on where the stud cavity is, based on how many times I used to mount the TV here, I'm guessing the stud is here, which is good because that means that I can put one box kind of right here for a switch, and the switch can control the plug down below. That way I can turn off my USB lights because I'm going to be using down here for USBs and all kinds of stuff. I've got the all messages on. If YouTube doesn't want to show me the messages, I can't help that. But yeah, I'm going to do my best to keep up with the chat and all the shenanigans. And there's going to be a lot of shenanigans. So, go to bed? No, I don't think I will. We got things to do, man. Too many things. Too many things to do, man. We got stuff and things. Holy hell, we have a mess. You see this? I can't even begin to go to bed with this mess. That's why I can't sleep. If this was all clean, you know, maybe I could sleep, but you see here, it's the cart before the horse. So chicken before the egg. We got to get the plug here. That way this can be done so I can start putting some of this stuff on this shelf. And yeah, so we're going to do this first. Chat, that's not going to work. What's up, BWs? You will later, you work Saturdays? Oh, man. I remember those days when I used to make all the money. Actually, I make more money now. I just have bigger bills. So it kind of evened out. That's how you lose your screws. That's the tutorial on losing your screws. Write that down. This needs a spark guard. I've got one somewhere. We might install it. We're fairly decent electricians. We might do the right thing. There's no telling what we're going to find behind here. That is terrible. Oh no, I thought they backstabbed it. That's terrible. No wire nut. Oh, this is terrible, dude. Tuesday and Saturday. Oh, here we go. Let's get it. Let's do it. So I've already switched this circuit to a more usable one. Hey, I see a plug already going down. If we were smart, we would not do this. We would just drill a hole in the back of the box that's already in the garage, and we just come through the wall like a respectable person. I don't think we're going to do that, though. I think we're going to fish down. Yeah, I think we're going to fish down, even though we could just go to the receptacle down there. But there's a lot in that box, man. It's easier to make more joints in this box. Ideally, I'd like a quad here. If I could get like a double box here and rip that out. Put a double here. I don't know if I have a double. Put a double here. Make one side an occupancy sensor. And then one side a plug. And then all my lights turn on. Like all the accent lighting is on while I'm in here like this. See, look. tutorial on how to shock yourself. There, see, accent lights. So all this is all lit up when I'm in here. And then when I walk out, it turns off. Instead of having to run in here every night and turn off these damn individually, I gotta unplug this, and I gotta unplug that, and I gotta unplug these behind here because of the last night lights behind here. And I've gotta unplug that, and I've gotta unplug that. And we made an ultimate kill switch here that does most of this for us. If I throw this, it kills the... I dropped my microphone. What's up, Jeremy? What's going on? I'm going to clip this microphone back here again. Okay. Yeah, so this switch here kills all this stuff anyway. But it doesn't kill anything here. So I kind of want to make another switch. That way I don't turn off my security system, because that's an issue right now. I'm turning off my security system with my kill switch. Okay, let's get it. We need a plug here. So it's a short fish. Should be fairly easy. And that way we can plug in whatever we need to down here. I'm not even going to go down low. We're just going to keep it up right about here, nice and hidden. So the first thing we got to do is figure out where the studs are, because the stud, we know a stud is here. How far this way can we go? Because yeah, you can see my dilemma here, because we got to get this panel off here, and we installed a shelf right on it. So we could use a multi-tool. It could be loud. It is 12 a.m. We could piss off the wife. We got a lot of options. Yes, we do. First, let's see. Do we have a double gang box? We have a mess. If we needed a mess, we no longer have to look, because we have one right here. And that's what this weekend is about, is picking up my freaking mess. Because we got a lot of messes. And I got a lot of projects. So instead of creating a whole nother project and restructuring this whole thing to fit that in here, I just went and bought a different saw. Save time. I'm just going to slide this saw in there. That's a single. That's a single. That's a single. I don't think I have any doubles. We don't have any doubles. That's actually a good thing, because that would have been more work. Cool. Unless, oh good, just a single. And we got another single there. Okay. Yeah, see, there's a plug there. And we could just pipe right over and just push right through the wall and be done. We could do that. And I still can do that. And I've got the pipe to do it. Man, should we do that? I don't want to do that. We're going to do this. It's already been decided. What's up, Jeremy? Let me see if the chat froze again, or if the chat did not freeze again. And I don't know what I sound like, so you guys gotta let me know. How do I sound? Got a different mic setup here to make it simple. What's up, Sarush? How do I sound, Sarush? On a scale of 1 to eh. Sound fine. Awesome. Yeah, we got this little lavalier mic here. So, oh, don't need this on here anymore. Yeah, sometimes wired's just easier, man. Sometimes wired's just easier. And then I know if it's not plugged in, I know if I drop it, it's just better for you guys. No. Okay, well, let's figure out where the studs are. So we know there's a stud here. We need to get the stud finder, which, whew, that could be anywhere. Hey, there is a method to the madness. Don't ask me how I found that. All right, we're gonna go to deep scan. So we're gonna double click it, slide over here, see if we can read through all this wood. Looks like we can. There it is. And that big old hole right there checks out for maybe a stud being there. Which means that I can put the box all the way here in this black area here. Or we could go here too, actually. I was trying to take down my shelf, but it looks like we're going to take out the shelf. Okay, and man, I'd like to put a switch here on the way. I'd like to like just fish down here to a switch, and then from the switch go to a plug. Even just a box. Like I don't need a switch. I just need wire. I just want wire hanging out of the thing. I can jump with the wire to go with a freaking Wago, and then I can go down the road and I can get me one of these again. One of these switchy plug boys right there. That's probably what I'll do. That way I got more switches. So that's the plan. We're gonna add another switch. It's gonna look like ass if I'm not careful. Just too many things on the wall. Do I want to do that? No, I don't. We're not going to put another box there. We're just going to do a box here and be done. Studs here. I already know where the stud cavity is. I know where I can cut. Box is going to go here. And we are going to have to take this shelf off of the wall here, which is just one piece. But it's going to be heavy with one hand. Especially with all this crap on here. Oh. Okay. Okay. Now we just gotta get this bracket off of here. Just like that. Give that a little shake. Where's our box? Get the box. I need a pencil. That is a Sharpie. Crap, dude, I lost the pencil, found the pencil, lost this piece, found this piece, and now I don't know where the pencil is. Fantastic. Do you see why I have to get this done today? Like, I can't go another day like this, dude. It's actually killing me. I can't even use this now. Just gotta use the yellow one. I need a level. Should be a level in here. Okay, let's set this rig up, and I can attach the rig to this, and then I can put the camera here. That's what we're gonna do. We don't need all that though. That might work too, actually. This is better. Some things I gotta do one-handed, man. Okay, we should have a grabby doodle. There it is. All right, we have the grabby doodle. Tighten the grabby doodle. I can do it. I can pretty easily. That's why it's so important that this gets done like now. It has to be done like now. Okay, so that's that. Let's see if we can pan this. That's potentially the perfect angle right there, because that's everything we're doing in one shot. I just can't see the chat. And my other phone is dying, so sorry. I can take peeks at the chat, but I can't see the chat. Let me see here. Yep, I can take peeks. Would lose your head. Yeah, I already read that one. Cool. All right, here we go. So we know that the stud is here. So we mapped out our stud. That's the first thing you want to do when you're cutting in a box. The stud finders are your friend, guys. You want to know where the studs are. So we know there's a stud over here, and we know there's a stud over here, which means our box is going to go right here. Right about there. I got a jab saw around here. Don't ask me how I know where all these tools are. I just do. Comes with the Total Recall memory, which is probably the only functioning thing I've got. I wonder if there's insulation in this wall. There should be. Go all the way up. Now, I cut this too small purposely, and that's okay. You're going to have to cut probably another 1/4 of an inch off of it. But I'd rather sneak up on this hole. So we can see this is going to fit nicely. And what we're lacking is the bottom of this box by like that much. But what's going to happen is I just need enough to work here first to get my wire in. And as I'm manipulating my hands and you know, just screwing up this hole, it's going to naturally get bigger because it's just sheetrock. So if I make it the perfect size and then I start smashing on it, it's going to ruin the install. The chance of a better install, I should say. Now we're going to get the Romex, which I've got here. And by the way, I didn't prepare for this. Like, I don't even know where all my tools are. I'm just been doing this for this long. It's just a confidence thing at this point. So yeah, I'm going to be cocky because I'm making it look easy. Let's see here. Right there. Let me move this out of the way. I'm going to attempt to just shove this down here. I don't think it's going to go, but there's a small chance it might. Let's find out. There's a small chance we might even short out the wire. It did not want to go. That is a 1 Romex hole only. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to attempt to sneak in front of the Romex because I can't go behind it. So we're going to go behind the existing hole. And that did not work. So we've got a couple of options here. I'm going to bring you guys closer so you can see what the options are here. We've got, it's almost like a cast, right? We need to carefully remove this. There's a couple of tools that we can do it with. The smartest thing to do would make a couple of relief like holes here in front of this and then break it away because this stuff just kind of breaks away like chalk. So what we're going to do, we're actually not going to use what you think we are. We're going to use a screw to do it because it's pointy. It's long and it's not a drill bit that's really aggressive. This is going to go exactly where I want it to because it's based on these larger flutes. So they can only advance so much versus the drill bit just plowing through because drill bits are a little bit sharper. So we're going to use this screw here at an angle here, hopefully, to try to just drill its own little hole. If that doesn't work, we'll try something else. But that's what we're going to try first, less aggressive. And I think I will mount you guys right there so you guys can see. So we are going to use this one. Let's use this one. Not on everyone else went swoosh. It's just you and me, buddy. I think everyone's either asleep or listening. But that's okay. That's what happens when you start a live at 12 o'clock at night and you... Okay, let me see how I'm going to attach this because I got to figure this out. I can clip you to this pack out right here. If we can figure it out. There we go. Oh man, that is beautiful. Let me pull this over to the side. This is energized, by the way. Hey, why is there separate wires just running up here with no what am I looking at right now? Oh, it's not. Okay, that's just coming out of the sheath weird. I thought they just had bare wire ran in the wall. It would not surprise me in this house. Okay, we need a impact or a drill. Of course, that battery is dead. Let's try this one. This battery's also dying. Perfect. What's up, Jason? What's going on? Alright, we're just going to drill right here. There we go. Drill kind of beside it and around it, but not touch the Romex, hopefully. Let's drill another one. Let me see if I can get you guys a better view. Of course that happens. Let me try this here. Sorry guys, trying to involve you in the action if I can without bumping the deal here. And you know what, if we blow it up live, we blow it up live. It is what it is. There we go, that's one hole. Now watch. When we pry up, this stuff just kind of flakes out. See we're making that hole naturally like that? That might be enough. You might be able to just kind of push. Because the box is not plastic. It's more of like a weird kind of cast. That might be enough. Let's try that. I'm just going to shove this down here. That works. Potentially. We're going to start to curve it though. It's going to get weird. We need to stay straight, so we need to come at this angle up here as it wraps around my microphone. Come on, it's just 120? Yeah. Famous last words. I'm live, man. I don't want to blow this thing up. I never hear the end of it. There we go. It's a good angle. That's a really good angle. Oh, I like that. Yes, sir. Let's see if we can perform some magic here. Let's see here. Here's the existing Romex right here. We could have just, we found the Romex right here, actually. This is the, there right there is a Romex that's feeding this plug right now. It's kind of funny. We're looking for the yellow one now. We found the other Romex. Where's my freaking yellow Romex? Hang on. Oh, we're finding all the Romex except for the one that I want. This is when you find open joints in the wall and grab one, right? So the answer is there is insulation in this wall, which is good. But we need to angle this Romex more. More of an angle like this. Like that. Let's try that. I think I grabbed it. Yeah, I got it now. Okay. Pull it up. You going to bed? Mm-hmm. Hang on. Look what I found. Ha ha. Nice. Hang on. Let me get this camera here, it's not going to fall. Okay. Oh. It fell. It did fall. Did it break? Did not break. But it fell right on the camera. Where's floppy Volclaw to reach up in there? Nah, no way Volclaw ain't gonna fit in there. Good night. Love you. Love you too. Bye.
Good night.
Good night. We did it. What's going on, man? We're just adding a casual plug at 12 a.m. You know, nothing too crazy. I think everybody's added a casual plug at 12 a.m., right? All right. Now we can adjust our hole bit. Like that. Like that. And now would be a good time to show you guys how to do like the impossible horizontal wall fish through this stud. That's always fun. But it's loud because you have to use an impact. You could use a drill, but you're really risking. That jab saw holding up. It's had a workout. Yeah. No shit. Yeah. This jab saw's not doing too bad for what we did to it last night, right? It's pretty funny. And now you gotta use your He-Man fingers to pop this open. Let's see here if we can get it. We got it. I'm gonna have to put the camera down now. There we go. Please, sir. Now, I like to trim these out in this state fully because I can actually reach it. I'm not like working flat against the wall. This is kind of a trick when you have cut-ins, right? You can trim these out before you push them in because you've always got access to these screws. So I can work closer to my body instead of extending my arms. So I'm not out here like this, you know? You can lock your arms and work right here whenever you're doing this. Now, there is one knife that I want to find. Let's see here. Oh yeah. I actually like this knife a lot, man. I've been using this knife a lot. And it is pretty sweet because it really just sits right in that Romex. It's kind of the perfect angle already to where you're just naturally just pulling like this. It's might not be good for skinning the big wire as good as a razor blade, but damn dude, it's just fine for Romex. It is pretty sweet. Is this one in store yet? Is this knife available in store? I'd love to add another plug here. I kind of want to. And I think this is level enough to where we should add a plug. Oh yeah, that's freaking very level. Let me check the chat. Got to check the chat. What's up, Shaka? The new Klein Romex stripper works good too. Nice, nice. Keeping busy with the church, man. That's awesome. You don't want Flex Combo Kit, not the compact, but the mid-tier. Just pay shipping. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I have that one. I'll pay shipping. If you got extra, doesn't matter to me. Let's see here. Everyone is saying hi. Do it, add it. What's one more? Yeah, we may as well. Dude, I really want to go through this wall. I don't know if I've got the flex bit to do it. Which makes me want to do it more because it's going to be a challenge. Because there's a stud right here. And we can do a horizontal fish. And get all the way over here if we want to. Okay. Let me see what I've got for a horizontal wall fish. I don't even know where my extensions are actually. I need 2 long extensions at least. And I don't even know where one is right now. Hang on. I see one right now. That's not one. Hang on. I don't understand how they're going to sleep with that noise, but whatever. Let me close this door. We soundproof the studio for a reason. There we go. I don't know if I've got anything for that. Let me see here. I need to get another long flex bit. Damn. Is it in here? Well, that's upsetting. I'm still going to put a plug though. We're going to put one over here. We'll put one right underneath here. Just right next to it. That's what we'll do. I got another box right there. Yeah. Yep, that's what we're going to do. The secret world of my drawers, yeah. Oh man, I got stuff everywhere. Everywhere except for where I need it. I've got 2 bits. Let's see, I've got 1 bit that will make it to here. I've got another bit that'll make it to about here. And then I've got my bit that, yeah, dude, we gotta do it. We gotta do it just because we can. I don't make the rules. Dude, hang on. I've got something. I just purchased something the other day. Where is it? See, that's not going to be long enough by itself, is it? Let me see. If we're smart about it, all we have to do is put the box right next to this stud and only drill this way. And then we can fish it reverse. See, you got to be smarter than the shit you're working with. So we just got to get this open one-handed eventually. Oh, I know what to do. Hang on. What's up, Owen? Come on, open up. Said open. Cool. Stud is here. Box is here. Drill there. Push wire through. Boom. Looks like a plan. Let's map it out. there. I will draw you guys where the stud is because that's the nice thing to do. I can't find a freaking pencil to save my life. We use Expo. And did I ran over my mic cord? Really? There we go. Stud should be here somewhere, hang on. We're going deep scan. Deep scan. Son of a biscuit. There it is there. Stud's there. Stud is right there. That should be the edge of it. Box is going to go here. Stud's here. Drill through. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yes, you can. Perfect. Get this cord out of your way. Yeah. Yeah. We really need to miss this stud though. Like really, really need to miss it. We will. Okay, we're going right here. Now what we can do, we can get closer to this stud. We can just kind of poke around to see how close we want to get to it. We don't want to get too close, but we can go a little bit left, we can go a little bit right. So we're just going to go see where the stud is. That's perfect. So we're going to go right about here. We need the box. Hang on. Okay. Stud's right there. Check the fit. It's not going to fit perfect yet. We don't want it to. It's about exactly where I want that. Just check this one while we're doing it. That's going to be perfect. Once it's done. Yep. So if we were to measure that, how tall is this one exactly? I don't feel like doing math right now. Okay, we go down just a little bit more. Let's go a little bit more over. It's about as good as that gets. Let's use our drill with the anti-kickback. Right about here. I pushed the last bit through in reverse to get the last little bit through just in case. Because, you know, experience talking, you never know what's back there. With my luck, they could have stapled the wire in a 90-degree fashion, which is pretty slim chance, but, and then went up the stud. I'm going to run 2 wires through, one for a switch leg. That way I can switch this box here if I want to. Also, because my Romex is gonna fit in this hole here. There we go. Come on. And that is how you do that. So that's a horizontal wall fish reverse. You can do this with a flex bit too. Gets a little bit trickier, but let's open these up. We're going to curve this forward a little bit, that way I'm not fighting it. When it goes in the back of this box, there we go. Send it on in there. Okay. Do the same thing to this one. A little bit more free conductor there. There we go. Now what I'd like to do is we want this to kind of go more up and out of the way of the box. So I'd like to slide these ears behind this piece of wood here, because I'm not going to get a good grab if I don't. It is what it is. I have to install spark guards later, so this would be a good candidate for a spark guard. And I would fail somebody if they didn't put a spark guard here. Let that sit there for a second. Well, actually, we're gonna practice what we preach, and we're gonna make up the plug here with the box side of the wall, because it's so much easier. I can't knock that out. There you go. I can see that my AC went into eco mode and turned off. So I'm probably going to turn that back on. Let me go turn that AC on. It's kind of too hot to be doing this with that AC. And then I'll check the chat when I get back. Okay. Let me check the chat. What's going on, Tool Souls? Let's see here. Calculate that box fill? No. Needs a nail plate now? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's funny. For pokers, tiny holes, easy to cover up. Yep. That's awesome. Mom used to put her in demonstration mode to save electricity. Oh, mini split. I got you. I'm thanking God that my robot mower video is tanking. I don't want people to buy it. That's funny. That's funny. All right. Yeah, let's make this up. I gotta find some plugs here. We've got a USB receptacle. I've got the worst receptacle ever made. This piece of crap. Let's open them up. Yeah, I do like how this gets way back in there, man. It makes it really nice to strip the Romex, I will say. Makes it really nice. Oh, I finally got some proper wire nuts for you, Russ. I don't know if you're there, but let me go get my proper wire nuts. Get the tan ones, dude. This is what I started my career with. The owner of the company would buy these. I've been using these longer than anything ever. So, always had a good experience with these ones. They grab really nicely. We're just going to tie everything together for now. So we're going to leave everything extremely long and jumper it all in. We're going to put our USB receptacle on this side and leave this as a standard receptacle. That's what we're going to do. So, well, standard. We're going to leave it as one of those pop-in ones. It's stupid. So everything's going to be absolutely as long as possible because we're going to get back in here later. So we're going to train our wire before we cut it. I'm just going to take the grounds into the top left here. That's what I'm going to do. Put all my grounds in the top left and move them over here. And even though I could cut them even shorter, we're going to leave them as long as I can with them all still staying even. And I need some more. See the accuracy of these Knipex here. Nice. I'm not going to do a pre-twist. I'm just going to get it a little bit started, and we'll use the wire nuts to do the twisting. This is what I'm going to say about pre-twisting, okay? I would rather pre-twist than let the wire nut twist the solid. Let's see what it looks like though, I'm curious. See, it looks fine. And the wire nut does twist the wire. But yeah, dude, I would much rather twist this myself to save my fingers. That's my thought. Let me zoom in a little bit more. I'm going to push all the neutrals in the bottom right. I'm not used to what size is what for these Knipex. I don't use them often. Need to add a piece here for this plug. Lay it in right here. These things don't have the best grip either. There we go. There, that, say what you will, dude, that joint's never coming undone. I don't care how many years you wait for it to come undone. I'm going to start getting these grounds out of my way. I'm going to fold this in here upside down like this. Tuck the ground all the way back there. Do the same thing here. I'd like to use a pair of real tools here. So, hang on. Like, I gotta find an actual tool. Not not the Knipex. They're not doing it for me. Sorry, guys. I actually don't know where my actual clients are right now. Then I could use these. Not the ones I was looking for, but these will work too. These are brand new, haven't used them before. Get them all the same height. And again, I'll be back in this box with a couple of things. So we're just leave it all as a constant hot right now. Actually, you know what? We probably need to treat that neutral a little bit better, because it is not wanting to fit. It wants to go upside down, we're going to let it go upside down. That is a very tight box there. Let me take a chat. Now put a box extension on it, yeah. We got 312s. 312s fits, right? 312s? I think 312s fits in here. Doesn't look like it, but I think you legally put 312s in there. What's that, Bowen? This one's going to be the USB receptacle. Eventually it'll be a switch, that's why there's so many damn wires in here, but for now, we're just going to make it whatever. So all we really need here is the grounds to be tied together, and I'm just going to haphazardly just twist them like that. I think these are back wire, aren't they? They just kind of push in and then the screw tightens. I think I finally found the right size I've been looking for that. Yeah, that'll work. You know what they say about temporary usually becomes permanent. Where is a something? I need a number 2. Yeah, that'll work. I don't know if I got any cover plates actually. Get in there, sir. This is why it's easier just to pigtail than it is to fight this crap at 2 different lengths. I'm not even really a fan of wiring this way either. But I've only got USBs plugging in here. And some like little LEDs. I'm not pulling a huge load on this. And the thing wants to fight. You're in there, sir. The other benefit to tightening these plugs before you push them in the wall is because they're a cut-in box whenever you're trying to fight this stuff to really get it back in here, especially when it's a USB receptacle like this. This only has 2 wires, so it should just go right in. But that ground there is going to fight me, so we're going to have to bend it down like that. And I didn't cut any wire off of this. I just let it rip because I think this is going to be a switch eventually. But yeah, you can see where we'd be pushing the whole, you know, wall and tearing the finish up. It's getting stuck on something, and there's no wire nuts back there. There we go. Oh man, I'll be so happy once I can, you know, actually look around and grab what I'm looking for. This is the last thing that I wanted to grab. Tight. We're going to put that behind the wood. That's good. I don't have to fight it. Cool. Now, are these devices thicker or thinner? I lost my microphone. Are these devices thicker or thinner than the standard ones? Oh no, they're fine. So this is a pigtail that I made, so we can cut this shorter. So weird not wrapping plugs anymore, man. It's probably something I'll never get used to. I'm gonna check this wire nut here. Let me check something here. Too much copper showing there. So So the other wire nuts with the skirt are nice. It's just been a minute since I'd used these tan and red ones. All right. Did we ever cut that hole big enough or not? I didn't think we had. We never did. You got a little bit more. Yeah, we're gonna leave them loose for now, and then I'll put the smart guards on. Oh my goodness, this thing keeps falling. We'll put the spark guards on tomorrow. I'm just gonna leave them just like that for now. Dude, this thing will not stay clipped to my shirt tonight. I don't know if that was broken or not before. Let me get these nails out too. I'm gonna check the chat. Just 2 nails, 3 nails. Oh, that one had a screw in it. Whoops. Oh, that's the screw for the. Okay, so it goes this way. Yep, I see where it goes. It goes right here. What are we getting stuck on now? There's a nail here in the stud. And okay. Yep. Okay, we'll have to. Then nail that up later. Okay, cool. Check the chat. 18 cubic inches so far, maybe. Our fault is dumb. Our fault is dumb. Those UPSs are huge. They should be counted as 2 devices. I hope they don't make that a code. Yeah, they really are huge. Let's see here. It's a 2-factor. Let's see here. Make it a pole. What's the pole? Damn, I missed out a lot of chat. Yeah, the ideal twisters are huge but robust, yeah. Ideal owns the wire nut name? Damn. Okay. I've caught up with the chat enough. We can, what are we going to do here? We can attach you to this one. We can kill the power and tie this in. Come on, phone. Okay. Yeah, we're going to kill the power and tie this one in now. What lights do I have to work with here? I've got a coast light here. I'm not sure if I can, yeah, that might work. If I could get that to stay right there, that'd be pretty sweet. Oh, that is pretty sweet. Okay. I'm going to kill the power. I've already switched the circuit so we won't lose internet. Of course, this flex light doesn't have any battery in it. Why would it? Put a battery in this flex here. Oh, it's too bright. There we go. Looking for a plug tester or something. Something's. Is it off? Please be off. Are you off, sir? You should be off. Be off. Yeah, it's off. If I hadn't worked on this circuit before, I'd probably put a multimeter on it, but worked on this circuit, but not this plug. Damn, that's loose. Look at that. That's crazy. Do I have another plug to plug in here? What are we going to do here? Hang on a second. This could be the switch. Nah, it seems complicated. Let me see if I got a plug here. What are we going to do here? I've got a GFCI. Oh, hell. Let me go grab another plug. I need a flashlight. I can't see. Oh man. I got a real plug, not one of those cheesy plug-in ones. Close this light, or turn off the string. There we go. Those are just cut. I swear, guys, dude, I can't find any tools, man. I can't. This has got to be the last project I do before we clean this countertop off. This is the whole point of doing this tonight, so I can freaking sleep, because I'm cleaning this off before the end of tonight. These are diagonals. Why do I feel like this is like aluminum wire or something? It's not, it's copper. Let's see here. Fatigue. Maybe a little bit of fatigue. Fatigue on staring at a mess. There we go. Okay. Cool. Look how crappy those grounds are, man. That's so bad. I almost want to just put a small wire knot in there and just cram it in the back forever, and then put my new ground on this one. That way I'm not like adding stupidity to this, because that's just going to make the rest of my ground short. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to retwist it. You can tell it wasn't even a good twist because it's not even really grabbing. And then we're going to cut it. This wire nut on here. And then we're going to get our bolt claw. That I can't find. Get our bolt claw. Shove that back there. As far back as it'll go. And then I need to get 3 box extensions tomorrow. So we're not going to put the cover plates or anything on this. We're just going to leave it open. I got to train this wire back here. We're going to go for the top of this box back there. Keep that nice and parallel as it rides up there and comes back this way. Same thing here. We'll keep the neutrals down here. Yeah, my first knife that I really bought, like as for like an electrician, was actually a Tano point, because it had that natural curve to it, and I thought it was so useful for going in the back of boxes. It was a Torch 2 Tano from Gerber. It was my first like actual knife that I bought myself for the job, and it was a nice little non-assisted smooth flip action knife that I had, but I quickly realized that you're better off with just a razor knife. But I gotta say, man, the Klein Hawkbill here is actually really nice for Romex. I like it a lot. We're gonna make joints on the black right there, right now, before this thing changes its mind, because it's looking too good right now. And I'm gonna use my Knipex, and let's see how it works on older wire. Damn, that works. That works nice. Now we're going to do something different that I don't usually do. We're not going to twist. We're not going to pre-twist at all. We're just going to put the wire nuts together and see what happens. Cut too much. There we go. So all these are going to be the same size, height, length, everything, right? Just like that. I don't see how this is going to work, guys, but we're going to try it. We're just going to do what everyone else does on YouTube and just put them all together. Like that. And I'm just going to make them up. Try to get them all even in here. I kind of want to see what it did. I'm telling you right now, dude, that's destroying my fingers. We might spin it a couple of times with the Kleins. Honestly, it's probably what we're gonna do. Oh, it's actually nice and tight. Man, I really want to look at that and see what it looks like. Do I? Damn, that actually grabbed really nicely. Let me see. I just want to see. I just want to take a peek. Please don't fall out. Do not fall out, wire. Okay, so what I see here, based on this recommendation here, right? I'm actually going to get the camera up closer to show you what the result was, because it wasn't good. We have two wires here that actually grabbed nicely. We got one wire in the back there that's not all the way up with the front ones. Now we got a nice bite on all of them, right? A nice bite. But damn, dude. Look how little bite we didn't get on this one right there. And you can see the bite. Like, it's legit. This probably wouldn't be a problem. But man, this is why I pre-twist, dude. I don't like that. So I'm gonna pull this one up here at least. At least give a little bit of a twist. That way it has something to start on. Even like that. Pull this one up here. Put this one down here because it's longer to go over and around and then back up. Now, these wires are too short to be really making up and twisting, but I at least want them to be like, you know, I don't know. This isn't going to be better because the wires are too short to twist. You need a little bit more length to make this good, but well, what I just saw with the wire nut, dude, I was not impressed with. Yeah, that right there will actually never have any issues. It's an ugly joint. Damn, it's an ugly joint. Man, I'm not a fan of that at all. I regret even showing you guys without a freaking pre-twist. What a freaking waste of time, dude. I'm pre-twist for life after that. That's yeah. Next conversation somebody wants to bring up about how you don't need to pre-twist. Motherfucker, I need to pre-twist. You might be good enough to. I can't do it. I'm not graced with the powers to not have to pre-twist. I'm incapable. I don't know how. My response is, I'm special from now on. Say, why do you pre-twist? Because I'm special. I can make these up with my freaking fingers better than I can the clines when I pre-twist. More competently. Dude, I keep throwing stuff on this table and it keeps disappearing. Also, it's dark. There, that's all of them grabbed right there. If we look at all that, we got all four. 1, 2, 3, 4, they're all right there. It's a little rolled over joint, but they're all twisted on there. It's not going anywhere. And we get uniform grab on the wire nut. I'm gonna start on the grounds now. It's bugging me that I haven't done them yet. I know it's bugging you too. All I'm doing is just tightening this together. And I would throw a green one on here if I had it, but I don't. So we're just gonna do that. I gotta check the chat. Looking for a freaking white wire. Can't grab it. Get on there. Come on, Knipex. There you go. Good boy. Come on. Get on there, sucker. They work and they don't, man. They're good though. They are good. They just they got the wires gotta be straight and you know, different situations, but damn, for not having to, you know, rip the strippers off the wall and stuff, these are great. See that access that you get, it's pretty decent. I need this to go over there. Nope. There we go. Leave my climbs. Don't want that there. Maybe right there. Maybe. Nope. See, it's going to try and curl over. We need that pretty much like underneath here, but over that one. Yeah, right there. That's where it needs to lay in right there. That's where it goes. That's where the ones with the skirt, man, they really do help for freaking joints like this. Right now we got kind of this like just 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not a fan of that, man. I like all of them to be rolled over completely. So the skirt wire nuts are probably better for, you know, your average person that's going to walk away from a terrible joint like that. But I'm going to take my time here and try to do something better. That's better there. One more here. See if we can get it around here. Can we? I gotta pull more than that. Maybe. Let's see. Yes. Yep, that'll work. There we go. There you go. That'll never come undone now. The reason why I'm babying this one is because I can put a USB receptacle in this box now. Because, man, they are deep. If you try to rush a USB receptacle plug, you will regret it. That's where the volt cock comes into play. There we go. So we're gonna put a regular plug in here for now, and put a USB in here once I get one. But I think this plug is a loop around the screw, if I remember. Yep, this is a loop. Is that a Vera I see slipping on the ground screw? What in the world? What's up with that? Hang on, let's try this other Vera. We've got a kind of a C1 or ECX bit. Handle's small, so you don't get any freaking leverage on it, but let's try that on the ground screw, see what happens. Oh yeah, that much more. Still stripped, but that much more. You can see where it closes itself too, right up on there. Nice tight loops too, man. You can't beat the original wire strippers for original wiring. You know, you say that these things are outdated. And you're right, because this receptacle is what we did, you know, for years. Now we've got the easier ones, but if you're gonna do the proper, you know, this is better quality than anything out nowadays. If you're gonna do the proper quality, you got to use the proper tools. I'm looking for that other plug. Anybody can, you know, flip some levers and you don't need a loop on that. Everything's straight and everything pushes straight in and what have you. You guys are asking if there's going to be tape or not? No tape. Getting back in here tomorrow. Needs spark guards. Needs a couple of things. That screw's too short. I'll put that screw in later. Okay, let's go turn the power on. Yeah, we're getting back in here later. So if you just joined, we knocked a hole in there, ran Romex down to that box, then ran 2 Romexes out of this box. That's a stud right there. So we did a horizontal wall fish through a stud and added another box. And then on the agenda is still to pick up this mess. Yeah. And we're going to put the shelf back up. So that's what we're doing. Auto cover's equal. Let's press an empty one. I know I'm behind in the chat now. I'm just going to scroll right down to the bottom, I think. How is working for you? Sorry, Juan, I'm skipping through, dude. We're skipping through. I was told the stick and poke isn't the right way, but if it's allowed by code, then there really shouldn't be any issue. Superman, the issue is you can do it, but yes, there's going to be problems. There's going to be problems. The stick and poke is code, unfortunately, but it's also guaranteed to cause problems. Is the best way to explain that. It's just going to come loose. That's just what they do. I'm trying to clip this freaking. I'll stick it here for now. That'll work. Screw turn on the circuit. Y'all, this one. Look at that. Nothing exploded. I like that. I like when nothing explodes. Okay. So, we got everything working. There's no point even showing you because nothing exploded. So, when nothing explodes, you know it worked. Perfect. Put drywalls in those. No, if I do, it will never be the same. This box is like cast. It's not even plastic. It'll jack that box up. I know you're joking. That's funny though. Pair of screwdrivers, yo. Yeah, exactly. Never trusted that neutral isn't hot. Absolutely. Then why do they come loose? Because of improper installation or because of vibration in the building? Uh-oh, chat. We gotta use the whiteboard. Basically, the grabbers for those receptacles are like this, okay? And they're just they're basically like springs. If I had one, I could show you. Let me see here. Do I have an old receptacle? Oh, chat, we do. We do, chat. Check this out. I'm gonna open one. I'm gonna show you. These aren't what you think they are. Check this out. Oh, hang on. How much battery do I have? 6%. Hang on, we got to go on. We got to and unplug from the microphone. I'm glad I checked. Usually the screen turns dark. Okay. 6% might not be enough to save the stream. 6% is terrible. I just plugged it in at 5%. Okay, let me show you what's going on with these. I gotta get this over here. Come on. Thank you. Couple more adjustments. Hang on. There we go. One more here. Back up. There we go. Like that. Something like that. Perfect. Okay. Let me see what the battery life is now. 5%. We'll have to monitor that. Okay, so when we stab in the back here, we got to use 14 only, first off, right? The little stabby things that this pokes into the back right here, okay? They're actually hardened metal. See that right there? That's where the wire pushes into. So it's not even like it's just not even great quality. See, watch, let me show you. See the back of that right there? That's where the wire pushes into, right there. So you've got this hardened kind of somewhat sort of springy deal here, but this isn't even really a great conductor. It's really just metal. So what happens is when your conductor sits in here, you get what the chat said, expansion and contraction. So let me show you what that looks like with some old wire here. See if I can strip this, even though it's tiny. Perfect. So this sits in here like this. But remember, 14 fits in here really. So this has to sit here just like this for the rest of its life, okay? Now, this is the equivalent of getting a moped from a fat person and you're skinny, okay? The moped has worked very hard to get that person's fat ass up the hill for all those years. And it's worn into certain tolerances to where that motor is used to just almost dying pulling that person up the hill, right? And then a skinny person gets on the bike and it goes, yeah, right up the hill, okay? That's the equivalent of this, but in reverse. So what happens is, we're going to go back to the whiteboard now. So what happens is, this was fine for years, and the copper plugged in here for years, okay? And this was one receptacle, and this was another receptacle. This was another receptacle. And then, as years went on, we started adding. These are all daisy chained together, right? So over here, if we have a vacuum plugged in here, vacuum here, and it's pulling at 12 amps. And you have a light plugged into this one, and this is pulling at 1 amp, okay? This plug, this wire here, this connection is seeing a total of 13 amps, okay? As time goes on, this connection expands and contracts as the amperage increases and decreases. So what's going to happen is over time, as we get more advanced and we get more loads and stuff, these plugs here that we're only ever seeing a couple of amps now are now seeing more modern loads like vacuums and stuff. And the old wiring is so used to sitting in this location here. But then what happens? Yeah. Then what happens is we plug in our more modern appliances now, and now this thing is actually expanding more than it ever did. And that connection is never going to be the same. So all these years, the connection sat nice and tight. You add a load to it, then it expands more than it ever did. And then it contracts more than it ever did. So that's why backstab plugs fail. Is because of expansion and contraction, adding loads, years of use, and when they're being, used to being in a certain spot for so long, and then you introduce something new. There you go. But yeah, the inside of plugs is actually garbage. There's really nothing great about that type of connection. Yeah. Okay, I gotta turn my light off. Nice. Whew. Man, we got a mess. Okay, so I have decided that this Klein pouch here is going to hold all the new Klein tools. Missing some diagonals. We'll find them here in a second. We're also going to put the needle nose in here. And then we're going to put the diagonals when I find them right there. This gets back over here. This goes on the Mazzo pouch. That was going to my Vito. Let me see who's texting me. 1:30 in the morning. My wife is texting me at 1:30 in the morning. Perfect. Man, I got a lot of stuff everywhere. This is terrible. These go back over here. There goes back over here. This is the new one that we bought? No, this is not the new one. We got one of these. Where is it? Nope. Where did we buy? Oh, this one. We picked this up for $85 yesterday, man, with the battery. It's crazy. That is the DCF 921. Home Depot. Did we need it? No, we didn't need it. Just couldn't pass it up. Okay, so these screwdrivers go over here. Yeah, that's why I had to hide it deep in that shelf, yeah. That was the degenerate walk. Get out of the garage and come upstairs. My wife was always telling me that. What's the message? It was just a video of something. Girly stuff. I don't know. Talk show talking about relationships or something. I don't know. She sends me all kinds of garbage that I watch it. She knows I never watch it, but she just sends me all kinds of stuff that's sweet, you know, because she's awesome. So it's just things. Never like, you know, actual useful advice, like how to get into the back door or anything like that. Nothing useful. See here, what's our battery looking like? We got 7% now. We're up 1%. Dude, my neighbor brought me this battery the other day. He found it. Their company was throwing them away at the dumpster. I think he works for. Where's he work for? Lockheed? No, not Lockheed. Where's he work? One of those places. She's still sending me stuff. Maybe that is a subtle hint. I think it's Texas Instruments. I think he works at Texas Instruments. I might just throw all this stuff in the drawer. Yeah, this is going in the drawer. Along with these spider bits. Or blades. What's that, Tools of Souls? Fuel piece meters are your pick? Yeah, me too. Absolutely. This was the more compact one with the most features. They have a fully loaded one, but it was just a little bit too big. It's almost like, it's like that much taller. This one's still got the flashlight. The only thing this one does not have is the articulating head and the individual settings is a little bit different. Has an inrush. Not too much those meters don't have for less than a fluke. What's the price range? $220, I think, for this fully loaded meter. $200, I think. This is the 440. Yeah, where else are you going to get lead storage built in and a flashlight when you open the freaking meter? With inrush. And a built-in magnet. Oh, continuity reads through your body too. Most flukes won't read through your body without spending a bunch of money. This video comes out tomorrow on the toner. I think for the price of this toner, they probably, it's not just this toner, it's how to tone in general. I think for the price of this, they could have given us a different bag than the standard bag. They should have done something different for the new model, because you can see where it's going to fight to close. Not bad, but I mean, come on, dude. You're spending almost, what is this, $140? Should have given us a new bag. See, this is the last gen. This is, for the price, you can't beat this. $80. That's the 123 and the 063. We're going to hang these. Oh, you're going to see why I stopped carrying tools that have batteries in here. Watch this. This is why if you're doing inspections, you never carry a plug tester that relies on batteries, because you just get corrosion. And then your tool doesn't work. And then you got to go back to the freaking supply house just to turn your freaking tester on, dude. And newsflash, you're already plugging into electricity. Why the hell do I need a battery on this? It's so dumb. So this is just a failed tool. The corrosion's probably trashed this thing completely. Let's see if we can turn it back on. I can't even get it to turn on. I don't think the batteries are dead. Let's see. Let's just scratch this here. Let's try again. Come on. Turn on. Turn on, you slut. You know you want to. It's just plain hard to get, dude. It really does want to turn on. Usually I gotta bang it around a couple of times. You imagine showing up to an electrical inspection and beating the hell out of your plug tester, and then plugging into the customer's plug like it's just a normal thing. I would love for it to turn on by beating it right now. That'd be awesome. I might try some new batteries in it. There's a chance it could be the batteries. Let's see. I actually like this meter. It's a piece of crap, but it works really well. Let's see what we get. Oh, okay. All right. It is effing dead, dude. These batteries are so dead because of that corrosion. This one's 1.5 volts, 1.4, 1.5. But this battery here, dude, this battery is freaking deader than a doornail. Let me see. I don't think I've ever seen a battery this dead. This battery might actually be out of acid. That's how much this battery's leaked. Now I'm thinking about it. This battery's got 1.5. This battery's completely toast. But look at all that corrosion, man. This thing's trash. It's only ever just going to create more corrosion. Might be a good thing that I lost the screw. It is a good thing that I lost the screw. This thing is trash. It goes with the rest of the trash. Like these instructions that we're never going to need. Hey, I found a cover plate. You're not happy with the Klein. Which one do you have? Which Klein do you have? You have this Klein, don't you? Hang on. Which one do you have? Hang on. Gotta find it. I might have already taken it out of this room because it's such a piece of garbage. Do you have this one? Oh, the ET450. Gotcha. Yes, that is only a good value for very basic stuff. I thought you were talking about a toner. Demo the ET450? Okay. So, the reason why I don't like it, you hooked it up to the hot and neutral and the panel could not locate the dead outlet. That's why, because you hooked it up to the neutral. Let me show you how to use this properly. No offense or anything. I'm just going to show you how to use this the best way. So, let me grab something. I'll show you right now. I found my Klein pencil. This one right here, this is your ground prong. Okay, I'm going to show you the difference of a ground and not a ground. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to take you with me. I'll show you. This makes a big difference. If you lost your neutral, you're not going to find anything ever. So the first thing I'm going to do, we're going to take this wire because I'm going to use this as my ground, okay? This looks strange, but trust me, it works. You can use an extension cord. You can use a lot of things. I'm going to use this wire. And I'm going to plug it into this because I know this is grounded. Just like that, okay? This is ground now. So this is my ground. I'm going to come back over here. Now that I've got a ground wire, we're going to leave it right here for now, okay? We want to make sure this thing is ground. So I'm going to prove to you that this is ground. So now we're going to get a multimeter like this. This is a tamper-proof receptacle. So we have to do this. We have to plug into both sides. And then we're going to unplug one side like this. Okay? We're going to leave the hot in. We're going to go over here to this ground. Okay, so here's your proof. Ready? Here's your proof that this is ground. Got 120 volts. So this is how I know that this is a true ground, because I'm actually getting 120 volts. If I was to go over there and unplug that ground from that hole there, I would get 0 volts. So once we know that we have a good ground, what you're going to do, you're going to get your ET450 here. We're going to clamp to the wire that we're trying to trace. In this case, I'm going to trace this piece of EMT. Like that. And I'm going to plug it into my hot. Now I'm going to take my ET450 on the ground side. And I actually want an alligator clamp. That'd be pretty sweet. Hang on. I'm not gonna get one. Let's keep it simple. Keep in mind, I could have just plugged this into this ground hole right there, but I wanted to show you how to verify that it's ground, right? So now I'm gonna take this wire. I'm going to wrap this to my ground wire like this. Please don't fight me. Hang on. Having some technical difficulties here. It wants to fight. I gotta put the phone down. Hang on, guys. Okay, now we're grounded, okay? I'm gonna turn this thing on. Now, when we're tracing, right, what we're gonna do, you're gonna see that we're already on level 6, okay? We're at level 6 and we're getting beeping way over here, okay? Watch what happens when I take this ground off. Watch this. I'm gonna leave this right here. We're not going to touch anything. I'm just going to leave it right. We'll just leave it right there. Okay, you ready? I'm going to take this ground off. Ground's off. That's level 6, right? We're at 76 right here. Now we're at 99. So if we come over here, this is about 60, 50 right here, right? I'm going to give you a point of reference here. That's the conduit there, right? When I put the ground back on, I can pick up 99 way over here. Where we had to be over here to pick up 99 before. So what we're going to do, once we have our ground in, what we're going to do, we're going to dial this thing all the way down. All the way down like this. And I'm going to go right to what I want to trace. I'm going to bump this up till I get 99. Maybe level 4. Level 4, 99, right on my source. Okay. Without my ground on my source, we're at 25. 20. So you see the difference there with the ground. I'm going to turn this light. So I do it again right here. Level 4, 20. I'm touching it right now. I'm pushing it. The best I'm getting is 35. Let me put this into the ground. I just recommend you use the ground. We're back to ground. Now we're getting 99. So what's going to happen is, and I'm going to hook it to the neutral now. What's going to happen though is if you've lost your neutral while the plug is off, what's beautiful about the ground, man, it can be on any circuit. This isn't even a circuit. You just got to hook up to the ground. The best part about the ground is that you can always get one. It can never be too shorted. It can never be too burnt up. It can never be too cut. It can never be too short. The ground is always going to be there, right? So when we attach to the ground, we're guaranteed to have a good signal. If we connect to the neutral, sometimes we can have a neutral where plugs are backstabbed and we lost our neutral. That's why you can't find a dead end outlet. Right. So hook up to your ground and then trace backwards to the wires. Try hooking up to your neutral and see if you can find the open connection. Hook up to your hot. See if you can find the hot that's feeding it. That's why you can't find the dead end outlet. So we'll hook this up to neutral now for you. With this one. This is the bigger one. What I did, I just drilled a little squiggly in mine. That way I can hook it. And then I can still keep it closed. I'm going to hook mine here like that. Sure, I'll grab that. Is that dangerous? Yeah, it's dangerous. We'll do it. Come on, baby. You jerk. Hang on, it wants to do it. It told me. Ha! Got it. Okay, now we need to hook up into the neutral, but it's a freaking tamper-proof plug. So, hang on. Oh, that's stupid. You can't plug them in at the same time. I need a meter. Why are they gonna make it so difficult nowadays? Wrong hand. Hang on. Oh my God. Okay. There we go. Give me my meter back. Thank you, sir. Okay, should have 120 volt. Yes, we are live. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to dial this all the way down to level 1, level 2. What I'm trying to do, see how I'm more sensitive with the neutral plugged in at level 2? With the ground, you're way less sensitive. Let me show you why. See here? Too sensitive. Level 2, too sensitive. Watch. Watch. Unplug this. Like this. Get the ground. Where the hell did the ground go? Uh-oh. Hang on, chat. We gotta find the ground. Oh, there it is. That's why I couldn't find it. It's buried. There we go. Got the ground. Plug it in. Right here. Same receptacle. Plugging into the ground. Level 2 was a 99 before. Now we're at a 43. See? So we're not too sensitive. So because we're not as sensitive, we're not going to find every effing wire under the sun. We're only going to find the one that we're looking for. So the neutral for me isn't a good way to trace because it's too sensitive. And when you're too sensitive, this thing thinks that every wire is the problem. Yeah, you can use any ground. Any ground in your house will work. So I like to trace with the ground because it's, yeah, see how less sensitive it is? So much better. And then of course holding this sideways is the ultimate you know, this thing just likes to be held sideways too. But yeah, this actually, if you really know how to use this thing, and that's the video that's coming out tomorrow about all this. So I hope you guys watch it, even though I just gave away all my secrets. I used to stop doing things like this on live because nobody ever watched a long format. But yeah, man, it's actually a really nice tracer. It's got some quirks to it, but so do toners. Toners are the same way. Yes, you can. Yeah, yes, this will trace through walls better than toner. Check it out. Thank you, sir. Actually stayed. So we just ran some Romex across here. We have some Romex running through here. And if we plug into the neutral here, like this, the first thing we're going to want to do, of course, is turn down our sensitivity. So it's the first thing we're going to do, right? And even on level 1, okay, this effing thing thinks that it's already at level 40 because we're plugged into the neutral. So it's going to make it harder to trace, but it's going to make it also easier to read through the walls. So as we bump this thing up, you're going to go at least level 4 to read through walls. My bad. I meant to turn the light on. There we go. Go through level 4. Let me go level... Damn it. Level 4. There we go. Level 4. Now we're reading through walls, see. Nothing over here. Or there is something over here. See, it's very sensitive, right? Level 3. See, but if I plug into the ground, it's that much better. It really is. Watch. You're going to go to your source, dial it in, right? And then imagine you're at a wall, so you're going to be a little bit further away, right about there. So you want to bump this up until you get to about level 4. Right about there, not too bad. Now we can go to the wall. Now we're tracing, right? Before, when we were at a 60 over here, now we're not so sensitive. We're in the same spot. If I leave my knee right here, we're at a 30 right here, okay? If I plug in the neutral here, see how much more it is? Go back to your ground. Going down to a 30. So we're 10 points less tracing on the ground, which means it's that much easier to find really what you're looking for. You're not finding everything. Okay. Big, huge thanks to Apache, dude. Apache freaking sent me this, dude. He's the goat forever. So, man, what a great tool. If I can only have one Klein 450 or a toner, which would you pick? That's another video too, man. So you need both. You need both because the toner can pinpoint inside of a box exactly what wire you want, down to like the box, like that, okay? Because the toner, you're using the light, you're not using the sound. So on a toner, when you're using the light, and I'll show you that right now. You want to tone off of the light. So this is the $80 toner that I recommend, right? You want to bump this all the way down to the max, like this. I'm going to connect to the ground wire like I always do. Watch what happens. We're going to stay on the source right here. Let me get all these wires untangled. I just don't want this thing to move. Okay, cool. We're not going to move, okay? We're going to leave this right here. This light is off, okay? All I'm going to do is attach to this ground. And it's going to make me a liar. Let me check. Hang on. Let me dial it in. Okay, there we go. No light right now. See, no light. And it's quieter. I'm going to leave this right here. I'm going to attach to the ground here. And you're going to see where nothing happened. Is the ground attached still? I can't tell. What would be the best setting for? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we were on setting 3. That's why. No. I'm willing to bet we don't have a true ground. You can see where the light's turning on now with the ground attached, and when I take the ground off, we lose the light. See, it's got to be practically on it for the light to work. No light right now. Attach the ground. I still don't get a light. Something's wrong with the ground. Let me check something. Oh, the ground's not plugged in. That's why. Damn. Okay, the ground is in now. Okay, now we get the light. So let me leave this right. It's weird, like it wants me to hold it. Okay, so see where the light's pulsing right now? Like that. When I take the ground off, we don't get the light. See, we don't get the light at all. Even when I touch it. Like, you gotta get like really close to it. So if you really bump this thing all the way up, that's the wrong way to trace. But watch. See how we got the light right now? If I unplug the... I'm trying to show you this. So you get the light. Light. No ground. No light. It's the same thing. This thing's just on maximum right now. So I was kind of struggling with that one a little bit. Basically, you're toning with the light as well, not just the sound. So you need both. Yeah, you can get by with a 450. This will pinpoint wires in a box, individual wires, it switches, things like that. But you really need both eventually. But yeah, the 450 will get you by. You can use the 450 as a toner. It's just going to get you in the area. So you'll find it. You won't find exactly which wire. This right here with the light, you see how close you were? And we were getting that light? This will pinpoint individual wires, whether it's this wire or this wire. Once you tone this thing in, set it to about level 4, you get really close and you can see the light turn on. You're toning off the light, not the sound. If my wife wasn't going to kill me before, now she is probably now. Yeah, that whole video comes out tomorrow. No worries, man. So that should help us all out. The other thing that's nice, I forgot to show you, if you got a true ground on this ET450 here, this is actually pretty cool. I actually like this feature a lot. Check this out. If we get, God almighty, this thing holds still. Hold still. Okay, look. Once we actually complete our circuit, you see where it says energized on here. See where it says it's energized right there? So if you don't have a good ground and you don't have your ground in, it doesn't say energized because the circuit's not complete. The 450's got some really nice features. Can you break out the whiteboard of the code book? That'd really help you doze off. Yeah. Oh, I'm making a freaking mess. That sucks. Why'd I do that? Oh. I was trying to make headway in here, but it seems like I'm making more messes. See you, Denny. See here, I'm moving extra VD 500. If you come back around, maybe I'll remember to send it your way. Nice, nice. The VD, that's this one. I think this is the 500. No. This is the 500. Yeah, this is the 500. Oh, you got a set. This is the 500, 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, you got an extra set. Nice. Yeah, 450 is better for finding breaks. See here. Down 6 pounds in 20 days just by cutting sodas. Yeah, that's I think you mentioned giving a meter to someone, but did you not put the name? You cannot send it if you don't know the address. He'll be back. He'll be back if he wants it. I was offered a Superman, but he didn't see it's okay. They'll come back. Yeah, exactly. They'll come back. They'll be back. Yeah, I bought that spider with the 40 teeth or whatever it is, blade, and I put it in my little DeWalt chop saw. It made a really silky cut earlier. What would we do without this flex, guys? What would anyone do without this flex? This thing is so good. I gotta cut that open. I gotta cut that. Dang. Dang, dang, dang. I gotta do so many things tomorrow. I went to a cafe today. It was called John's Cafe. And took my daughter. I was meeting a coworker for lunch. And dude, almost died. Organs started hurting. Actually, Keely's stomach started hurting first. I started getting a headache. And we ended up just leaving. We'd ordered drinks and everything. I was like, nope, we're out of here. That's crazy. There we go. I like my ground. Let you guys know how I made that video. Oh, you get the extra toner, nice. You saw the new one that Klein gave me, Apache, or have you? Did you see the video yet? That new one they sent me, dude, is pretty legit because it's got the meter on the top, and it's even easier to use for a homeowner. I'm just gonna throw it all in here. Am I gonna throw it in here? What are we gonna do? Yeah, I'm gonna throw this in here. Ah. Watched about a third of the members' posts. Yeah, that's what's going on tomorrow. It's that toner. That toner is a video that's going to... What did you think about it, George? Was it overdone or was it pretty spot on? I tried not to repeat myself too many times. Sometimes I can do that, but you got to stress the importance of hitting that ground. I've had so much feedback from the other videos where some say I didn't explain it enough at all. And I'm thinking, how the hell did I not explain it enough? Dude, I freaking told you about the ground 400 ways to Sunday, you know? You like the style? Nice. Repeating yourself in electric? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I've started to slow down a little bit with the electric, explain some stuff and do some better visuals, for example. So I'll have to hang on to this one. This one's going to go up here with my beautiful. No, it's not. It's going to fall. Ha! It stayed. I don't want this in here. You know what? Screw it. I'm putting this in here. I'm putting them both in here. It's too nice of a set to not. I need to get the magnet for this, dude. I need to track down the magnet. I need to make another video on this tracer too and explain that, because yeah, the neutral is almost too sensitive, which you'd think that too much sensitivity is good because you're going to find what you're looking for, but man, you're also going to find everything else that you're not looking for. So something to think about. Gotta run. All right, man. See ya. The new key is, I think the new ones are, right? Blowing up. Yep. Yep. All right. Keys are bad. No comment. I'm starting to get too many subs to where I can't say good or bad. I think they'd probably come after me. Hyundai, however, is the same company. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're gonna call it here. So there you go. That's how you fish wire, cut boxes, do a blind wall fish horizontally, add 2 more boxes, and violate code at the same time without spark guards. There you go. I got a mess. I'm an electrician. I'll probably just leave it for the homeowner. Oh, wait. That's me. I suppose I'll have to pick that up, even though I'm an electrician. And yeah, we're out of here, guys. We will see you later. See you, Juan. See you, Scrooge. See you, George. Out of here. See you, Apache. Peace out, everybody.